numbers say we love the alcohol. La 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 la. Just line 'em up and we will drink them all. La 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 la. But my mother always said, if you want to drink all day, you best start in the morning, son, 'cause that's the Irish way. We don't get drunk, we get awesome, and every other mother will agree. We don't get drunk, we get awesome, so order up around for you and me. We don't get drunk, we get awesome, and every mother must agree. We don't get drunk, we get awesome, so order up around for you and me, and you and me, and you and me. Let there be whiskey.
Hey, buddy, welcome once again to Nerds with Alcohol. I'm Russ,
And I'm Chris.
and this is episode 347?
427.
427. 427? 340? It's somewhere in there. What was it again? 327?
427.
427. 427. Yeah. No, we're in the 400s. That's right, because I made a point about 425 being a big one. Yes. Sorry, I'm brain farting.
Yeah, that's all right. I understand. I get it.
427.
I'm exhausted.
I'm finally starting to feel a little more myself again.
I spent the night in a hotel last night, so
Yeah, that's right. You were in.
I drove home today, so 3 hours through the rain.
Oh yeah, it was rough today. It was not.
ACD.
Yeah. Hey, ACD. It was. That's the thing. I mean, he's awesome. Of course you are. It wasn't. I mean, the roads weren't horrible or anything, but it looked like. Hey, cool. It looked like Silent Hill out there all day today.
Yeah, it really kind of did.
Yeah. But it is one of those weird kind of warm fucking days in January.
Oh.
And yeah.
Tellison's Chris.
Pardon?
Tellison's Chris Odolini.
Oh, yeah, of course he did. Tellison, yeah. Chris has gone by Tellison, has been like an online handle for him for decades, right? Chris, you've been using that name for a long, long time. Well, thanks for joining us tonight, man. It's good to see you. How was your week?
Busy. Finished up my vacation with the new year, and
Right.
Did get to do a lot. Did a lot of playing around, did a lot of printing. We played D&D last Friday, and
Great
that was
game.
a blast.
Yeah.
Really, really good fight.
It was one of those great examples of low level holy shit moments.
Hey, Chris, thanks. Chris just subscribed.
Hey, great, thanks, man. But yeah, it was one of those like where you're like in that holy shit, we could all die because we're only second level and we were getting hammered on pretty bad. And that's the thing, I mean, at this level, healing is a serious concern. You really have to take your healing into account.
You guys are lucky in that you have 2.5 healers in your.
Yes, I mean, I'd say yeah, we do because Kendar
You're kind
has
of a
healing.
half healer.
Yeah,
Cause you
as a ranger. I mean, I've got cure wounds, but and then we have a cleric.
That's all the other clerics have, or the other two have too. It really is cure wounds. I mean,
no, I mean they've got
there's healing word for
healing
what's her
word.
name.
Mm-hmm.
Cressida, but really, cure wounds is the big one.
Oh yeah,
and with that also though, at second level, at most, every healer only has 3 spells.
Yeah.
So, like I said, 2. You guys are lucky that you have 2 healers in your group, so you actually have 6 healing spells that can go off right there, plus yours. Mm-hmm. Which you've got, what, 1 or 2?
I have 2 spells, but then I can also cast Hunter's Mark twice without using a slot.
Okay.
Twice per long rest without using a slot. So
yeah, so you don't have to worry about that necessarily taking up a spell slot, but
correct.
You can save them for the heals.
Mm-hmm. And
Which
I mean, it was funny because um
screw healing spells, just buy potions.
just buy potions. A lot of people, that is their route, particularly if you don't have a dedicated healer. I mean, for Marikaris, I really didn't cast a whole lot of spells.
Now you saved
Most of
them for your
my
smites.
Yeah, I saved them for my smites and the occasional heal.
And Shield of Faith. You did Shield of Faith
And
a lot.
Shield of Faith, correct. Shield of Faith was probably the most common spell I cast.
Yeah.
Um, if it wasn't, unless I was casting a healing spell on either myself or somebody else. But I also had a pretty serious healing pool that I could
Yes.
do. I mean, I had 10 points per level per day that I could heal out. And that's pretty solid, man. When you hit fucking 16th level and you're rocking, I think that's what it was. It was like, no, maybe it was 5 points per day. I think it was 5 points. It was 5 points per level per day because I don't think I had 160 points. I think I had 80 points at the end there to divvy out as I see fit. Plus, I also had lay on hands, which was 1 point per level. So, and I could also use that healing pool. I could take 5 points of that and turn it into a cure, like cure poison or cure blindness or cure something like that. So, it was pretty useful. There were a few times when I was like, I am dumping my entire healing pool into myself in this round.
Well, but that was the thing. This one was a good fight. You guys fought well. I think I like the new stackable what you call it? Counters.
Yeah.
I like those because it makes it easy to see.
A lot better than just hanging it over the character.
Yeah. And along with that, I think using the bloodied mechanic to show when someone's bloodied worked really well too.
What is that? Is that at half point?
Half hit points, you're bloodied.
That's what I thought.
The same with you guys. You're considered bloodied, and the bad guys can see it too.
It's an important
mechanic.
Important mechanic, yeah. I like that.
Yeah, because it's you can see them. They're showing the wounds that are that you've been dealing. But anyway, so that was a great game. I look forward to seeing what happens next because you guys are pretty much out of spells and pretty fucked up, and you haven't looked at the rest of the ship yet. You don't know if there's anyone else on the ship.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I have one healing spell left.
I think,
and that's it.
I think Domovoy is out of heals, has one wild shape left, and I think Cressida is out of heals.
She was, yes, she was out of heals. Like I said, I
think Nietzsche might still have a spell slot left.
Maybe, but he was also down to I think he popped up. He had like 1 hit point or something. Or I was like, I know where that last heal is gonna go. Is to like Nietzsche, and so yeah, it was fucking rough, man. It was particularly rough.
Zolan's pretty hurt too. I think he's still bloodied.
And I know I am. I'm at 10. I'm at 10 out of 22.
I think Zolan said he was down to 1 or 2 hit points at the end there. At the end of that fight.
Yeah. We got our asses handed to us. So, I mean, ouch. But we came out of it, and it was rough. I think it was particularly the captain and the mage were the two that were really kind of like, damn,
Yeah, the other 2 officers were pretty rough too. The one I rolled really poorly with the hook. He was one of the officers, and if he hit you with the hook, it did damage, and you were grappled.
Right. Oh, yeah. Tough game. But it was, but again, fun and challenging. And it's one of those things that I really do like about early game, the early levels, is that you get a serious fear of death. Anything, and until you hit 4th level.
Really, I think 5th. 5th is the
5th for sure, but 4th is where you get that next feat or you could jump up in some stats a little bit. So 4th you get, and by then you're your hit points, you have usually more than 20 hit points, I mean, shit,
Unless
Nietzsche's
you're a
got
mage.
12, unless you're mage. But
Yeah.
even then, uh, Nietzsche's, yeah, only got 12 hit points. So it's fucking rough, man. I
Yep.
mean, it's tough. So, um, but I'm enjoying it a great deal. It's nice to be at that. Ooh, are we gonna make it out of this one?
Yep. But yeah, so there was that, and then curled on Sunday. Just really just kind of hung out. Had to go to Grand Rapids today or yesterday.
That's right.
Got to go to the New Holland Brew Pub called the Knickerbocker in in downtown Grand Rapids last night. Had a really lovely time. They were dead, and I was talking with the bartender, and he's
It was
like,
a
"Yeah, you
Monday
probably."
night, dude, in Grand
Well,
Rapids.
he's like, it's the first Monday after the new year, and
Right.
he's like, "You probably picked the deadest night of the year to come in," and I'm like, "Okay, cool, that's great." Um, Unfortunately, I think I left a couple things that I purchased there at the counter because I purchased a whole bunch of stuff and had to run it out to the car, and I think the guy had it behind the counter. He never put it up on the counter, and I just didn't get it when I left it. 2 glasses.
Drag.
So
Oh.
I'm gonna try and reach out to them and see what they say.
Hmm.
Because I also didn't get the discount I was supposed to get on the merch. So
Hmm.
um, I'll show off some of it in a little bit when we actually talk about other things. But how was your week?
I was about the same, kind of just chill. Like I said, I'm not, working right now. So it's been kind of nice to just kind of rest. I've been gaming a lot. I got some cleanup around the house. Like I got this room. I got started cleaning up in here. You can't really see it, but the floor was like looking like I couldn't see the floor because I had so much like shit on the floor over here. Just like books, and there's a project, and I had my box from when I bought my new computer was still sitting over there, and so I cleaned up, and now I can actually see the floor, and I just have some Legos over here and some drawings I gotta put away, but this is looking a lot better in here. And then
Typical
it's
nerd
funny,
mess.
I told this what's that?
Uh, Chris said, "Typical nerd mess."
Yeah, yeah, it was typical nerd mess. Lego landmines. No, they're actually Lego. They're still in the box, closed in the box Lego kits that I kind of been saving for a rainy day. So like I got this bad boy I got
So
to
why didn't you
put
open it up
together.
today? Because it was a rainy day.
Well, I'm gonna get to it. I've been meaning I'm probably gonna put this one together. I also have the Guardians of the Galaxy, Rocket's Warbird. Got this one for Christmas. I got a couple look, got a couple little ones. I got a Batman
Legos are just
one.
modern day Caltrips.
All right. If it's not a D&D dice. Um but yeah, just kind of chilling. Got into a couple of new games. It was the Monday was the last day of the winter sale on Steam. So I picked up just a couple of games that I was like checking out. Been playing this game Icarus, which is a survival game where you're dropped on a planet and you have to kind of with like very little, and you have to survive. And so what I've been doing, they give you a sandbox section too, where you can just kind of just do whatever and build. I've been experimenting in that sandbox. You still, as you like mine things and cut down trees and build shit, you're constantly getting experience and leveling up, and you're spending that to expand your knowledge of the technologies. So you go from making log cabins to making brick houses to making concrete, and you're smelting, you're mining iron and copper, and then you're mining aluminum and platinum and titanium and gold and stuff like that, and then you're smelting it and building more shit. And I wanted to see like how tall I could build a building in this building. So I actually got up to 10 flights before in with the stone building before it started to crackle a little bit, and then it starts to like, because it does take physics into account. You do have to like, if you got to build supports and make sure and whatever. It's been a pretty challenging game. It's pretty fun because you have your sandbox settlement where you can just build whatever you want, and you have to still contend with the environment and the animals and whatever else. But then there's also missions that you can do. You can earn like in-game money that you can spend on other things. It's a pretty challenging game, and I've been enjoying it. So I looked into a couple other ones, and there's another one called Enshrouded that's been in my feed a lot. So I got that was on sale, so I picked that one up. And there's some similarities, but it's very fantasy oriented, and it has some RPG elements as well. There's an ongoing story that goes along. And like a lot of these survival games, you can either have a closed off kind of game, or you can have a server where you can open it up to other people to come into your server and play. So Enshrouded has been pretty. I played that last night, and it's been pretty fun, and it was pretty cool. Today, I had lunch with a group of. It was kind of cool. It was a big group of nerds and a bunch of Gen X nerds just sitting at the cozy lounge in Hazel Park having a burger and it was Eric Schmidt, the art director from the Parade Company, Paulie Brady, um, this guy Chris Brown, I think his name's Chris Brown. He just recently closed his comic book shop, Comics and More on John R. Road here in Hazel Park, actually that might be Madison Heights, and then John Donovan and myself, John Dunham, the creator of Theater Bazaar and Space Dive, and then myself. And we got together at 1 o'clock for burgers and a beer or whatever. And we were there until 5 o'clock, just bullshitting, talking about it was so cool that five artsy nerdy dudes sitting at this bar having conversations, and not a single one of us mentioned athletics. There was no talk of sports. We talked movies. We talked how AI is dangerous, and we talked about. We also didn't talk politics either, which was really nice too. We just talked about cool artsy shit. We talked about our work and everything else, and it was a great afternoon. It was really fucking cool.
Cool.
Yeah. Oh, and yesterday I had a Zoom call with the Oakland County Court because I ran a stop sign up in Holly, leaving the festival grounds early December when I was working Holly Dazzle, and I just new stop sign route that I've been driving for 30 years, didn't see it, you know.
New stop sign. Who
Um,
dis?
yeah. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. I didn't see it. It even had a blinking red light on it. I didn't fucking see it. Um, I wasn't paying. I was paying more attention to the shitty icy roads and the car that was in front of me, and I didn't see the blinking red. And it was Christmas time. I thought, oh, there's a lot of blinking red lights going on right now. All right. Anyway, the cop didn't show up for the Zoom call, so they dismissed the ticket.
Nice.
It was great. Could have been a 3-point ticket. So I was ready to throw myself upon the mercy of the court and said, please, please, I'll pay the fine. Just don't give me the points. But yeah, so there was that. And then I also had a dumbass moment a couple of days. Talking about this on game night. Um,
A Russ moment.
a Russ moment. I could not find my wallet. Stella had brought my wallet out. She has this little tradition on this happened on New Year's Day. On New Year's Day, your dinner meal, your evening meal, you put money under the plate, and it's of your plate while you're eating, and you're supposed to hopefully have prosperity throughout the year. So she brought me my wallet from the other room so I could take $1 out, put it under my plate, and then she went to bed a little bit later, and I was up, the rest of the evening,
Oh, ass
and
crack of dawn.
till the ass crack of dawn gaming, and couldn't find my wallet. I was like, where the fuck did my wallet go? I woke her up it was like 9 o'clock in the morning. I dozed off on the couch for a while, and we tore that living room apart trying to find my fucking wallet. We're like, where is it? It was just here. Where the fuck was it? And I mean, I cut into the fabric under the cushions of the couch. Like I was like, did it go slide somehow inside the couch? We lifted it up. We cleaned the living room. I mean, the living room now is clean because of this. And then I'm thinking, oh my God, where could it fucking be? Where could it possibly? I have no. My God. It was like clarity. Like the
bulb.
most clear, like like when you
Bing.
suddenly remember a dream that has been barely on the edge of your brain, and then something goes click, and it just all goes into focus, and you're like, "Fuck!" And I went into the bedroom, and I grabbed my bathrobe that I had been wearing, and I reached into the pocket, and I went, "Fuck!" And I pulled it out. I didn't look at it either. I just pulled it out, had it in my hand, and I walked out into the living room. And Stella is still also, she's like thinking she's gaslighting herself. She's like, did I pick it up and move it? Did I take it when and not realize it? And because it's one of my great anxieties. One of my greatest anxieties is losing my fucking wallet. And I was like, God damn it, if I have to cancel my fucking credit cards and get a new driver's license because I lost my wallet in my own home, I will be so fucking mad. Like you're looking for a wire. Exactly. It's like, where is it? And I just show her the wallet. And she starts laughing. And she's like, where was it? It goes in my robe pocket. And she just starts cracking up. She goes, that's a Russ moment, right? I go, I know. I know. I know. Because, and I've talked about this before, that Stella has what we call Stella moments, where she just does something really airheadish and or whatever. And I was like, it's a Stella moment. And I was so embarrassed, and that's why I'm sharing it because I'm like, yep, it was really dumb, and now you all know. Welcome to my world. But anyway, that was it. That was my week. So,
Cool. So
what are you
drinking?
drinking? What am I drinking? I am having another one of these lovely. This is my last one here. One of these lovely southern or northern neighbors. Excuse me, northern neighbors from J.K. Scrumpy's. Just a lovely cider. Really like it. Highly recommend it. Anything from this particular cider mill or cidery. Just really, really fantastic cider. J.K. Scrumpy's is the first, the main one. This is one of their variations. I think they have another one, um, winter something. I can't remember, but this is just one of my favorite ciders. So, that's all I can say. What are you drinking?
Well, I went to the New Holland Brew Pub, and I was able to find some stuff that I'd been looking for quite a while, including this dark beauty right here.
Is that what you had yesterday? The
No, this I'll talk
liquor?
about that one in a minute.
Okay.
This is another Dragon's Milk and Dungeons and Dragons collab. This is their coconut rum barrel reserve.
I've heard of this.
Known as the Dragon Turtle. So it's got a little dragon turtle on the label there. This one is 11%. It is rum barrel aged stout with coconut. Behold the fabled brew of the Sea of Swords Dragon Turtle. And so I'm gonna take another sip.
She liked it, but he wanted it to be better.
What's that? Oh, that one's pretty good though. I want it to be better. Okay. So it's got pretty much the typical dragon's milk aroma. You don't really get a lot of rum or coconut. I'm gonna take another sip. It's kind of light on the coconut. I would like a little bit more coconut. There's a little bit there. It is very sweet. There's a lot of like chocolatey flavors. I don't get a lot of rum, but overall it's delicious. I will say that. I'm gonna probably give this about a 3.75, maybe a 3.5, somewhere in there. It's good. It's not fantastic. It is light on the rum and the coconut CD. It's mostly just a Dragon's Milk, which usually I give Dragon's Milk about a 4. This, because of what it's you know what? I'm getting a little bit of the coconut now on the back end. As I'm sitting here, just kind of letting the flavors appear. It's good. You know what? I'll stick with the 3.75 now, and I'll keep sipping it and see if it gets better as I go. Tallison says he's got Griffin Class Sin, Repent, Repeat. It's a Punchki Stout at 8%. I've had that. It's actually really good. I actually like that one a lot.
I think I remember you talking about that one. Yeah.
CD had Dwarf Invasion from Bee Nectar.
Nice.
Yep.
I like Dwarf Invasion. That's one
I
of my
did too.
faves.
They stopped making it for a while, and then hey Jeepo, they
Hey,
stopped
Debo.
making it. They stopped making it for a while, and then they brought it back, and I'm glad they did because it really was a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah. So while I was up there, though, I also got to. They actually gave me a sample of it, and then I actually bought a 5-ounce pour of the other Dungeons and Dragons collab that New Holland did, Dragon's Milk and Dungeons and Dragons. It's their D20 brew. And that's the Silver Dragon is what they're calling this year's. And it is a double barrel aged stout coming in at 20%.
It's not a fucking beer anymore, man. That's liquor. That's 40 proof.
It was out fucking standing.
I'll bet it was.
Oh my God.
Lucky you didn't get fucking blown out.
Oh, come on, man. I ain't a lightweight like you. I was joking around about that with the guys at the bar, with the bartender. I said, yeah, my buddy that I do my podcast with, he's kind of a lightweight. This 5 ounces here would probably knock him on his ass.
I'm not as bad as I used to be. I think I am slowly developing a little bit more of a tolerance these days because, I do occasionally, have a drink or go, have a drink with friends a little bit more than I used to. But I'm still nowhere near what you are, and how you can drink, but it's still. Yeah, man, 20%. That's not a beer anymore. That's liquor.
It was so good. It had so much flavor. It was sweet. It was very much dessert in a glass. I did pick up a bottle. I think I will probably pick up another bottle when I go back out there in a couple of weeks. Because I have to go back out there for work. Yeah, 20% is max, then it becomes wine, I think. Wine's usually in the teens. It used to be that anything above like 12% was wine. Now they kind of they've made some changes. It all depends on what it's made with and what's fermented and stuff. But also while I was there, so I looked around and I spent more money than I had intended. Because I bought the D20 brew. I bought this. I bought a can or a 15 pack of Taller, which is their long drink that it's really hard to find. And then I was talking with the guy and I'm like, yeah, I said, we can't find this over on the east side of the state. And he's like, wow, you can find it everywhere here. But I got a couple of glasses that I think I left. And then I also bought this was my prize. This was I had a good year, and so I decided to buy myself. I don't think this is going to fit in the camera. I'm gonna have to back up a little bit. I decided to buy this. This is Dragon's Milk Origin Mead Cask Black Dragon Edition. So it's got a magnet on the side here. So if we can show this off, if I can show this up front of.
Nice. That's a beautiful bottle.
Yeah, it comes with a Black Dragon pour spout. And you can't, hard to see, but it's also got like a bunch of stuff over here on the side.
Okay.
Yeah, so pull this out. Oh, yeah, there's the pour spout.
Wow. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
And it is a traditional Black Dragon.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
And it comes with a D&D holder, so you can actually just stick it right in there like that.
Nice. Nice.
In there. And then if I pull the bottle out, yeah, it's got black wax on the top. It's got the little tassels, little rope around it. And yeah, it's 100 proof. And what's funny is, so I went up to the counter where they have all the stuff, and I saw that they had a few of these. There. Now I did not get the one that comes with the dice tower.
Aha.
Because I don't need the dice tower. But
No.
that was 164 CD. I know, Jeepo. So I go up to the counter, and I kind of talked with the manager a little bit earlier on, because I'm also a member of the
164.
a member of the Dragon's Keep, which is their VIP club. And so I was asking, because there's supposed to be a special cocktail that you can order for the Dragon's Keep members, and they haven't had their inaugural party yet. That's in 2 weeks. But they said, yeah, we're still learning about this. We think this is something that basically the owner decided he wanted to do. It's like his pet project was this VIP club. And so he goes, we'll probably learn more about it in the next couple of weeks. So, sorry about that. And I'm like, hey, that's fine. I figured it, it's new. I just figured I'd ask. Well, talking with the manager later, I'm like, so is there, if I want to buy something like any of the merch, I just buy it over there, or do I bring it up here? And they're like, no, you could just. And he's the bartender looks over at the manager, and he's like, hey, so and so's over at the store, right? And he's like, yeah, he should be over here. He's like, you know what? He goes, I can help you. And he gets up and from where he was at the end of the bar, and he goes, I can help you over there. I said, well, it's going to be a couple of minutes. I'm going to finish my drink, and then I'll go over and do that. And he's like, all right, well, we got a bunch of stuff you can sample over there too. And I went over and I was talking with the guy at the counter, and I saw the Black Dragon, and I'm like, and I'd seen it because I get the emails from New Holland.
Mm-hmm.
And I asked him, I said, so is this actually good? I'd asked him the price, and I said, is it really good? And he's like, he goes, yes. He goes, I think it's fantastic. He goes, you know what? He goes, if you want, he goes, I can give you a sample. And I'm like, yes, please. So he just pours me a little bit. I mean, it's not a full pour. It's just like 2 little sips. And I took 1 sip, and I'm like, and it's neat, which is not the way I usually drink my bourbon, but
Mm-hmm.
for a 100 proof bourbon, this was one of the best I've ever had. It was so smooth, so complex. It had so many flavors going on in it. I took the sip and let it sit in my mouth for a second and swallowed it, and then I'm like, oh, that's really good. And I start talking with the guy, and I'm like, wow, there's a lot going on there. This is really good. And I went to reach for the glass, and as we were talking, it had been like a minute or two, and I'm like, I went to reach for the glass, and I went, oh wait, like there's still flavors coming out. I mean, like it kept going for like 3 minutes. And I'm like, this is outstanding. I'm like, yeah, put one of those on there. That's
Hi, Marin. Sometimes you got to treat yourself, and sometimes treating yourself is a $165 bottle of fucking
whiskey.
bourbon.
Yep, a bourbon. Yep. So, yes, it is outstanding. I figure I'll open that up for some special occasion, like you guys, I TPK you guys, or it's a or you guys hit level 5, something like that, or it's Friday night.
Sounds good to me, man.
Yeah, or it's Friday night, and
It's time to
it's gonna be the same thing
open.
with the Silver Dragon. I'm gonna open that up and on one of the nights and share it with everyone, because I don't need 22 ounces. Yeah, sometimes it's a package of ramen noodles. I don't need to drink 22 ounces of 20% beer in one night. And with those
Probably
beer,
not the best idea.
and with a beer, when you open it, you gotta really finish it that night. It doesn't keep really.
Yeah, no.
So.
Yeah, I would I would be curious to try that, I mean, I do like the occasional stout, and I would imagine it's pretty goddamn stout. So
It is. The thing is it's also extremely smooth. It's only got like a touch of booziness. I would say it doesn't have any more booziness than this does. Than the one I'm drinking tonight at 11%.
Right.
It's just got that hint of booziness. I didn't even get that warmth of love down the esophagus. from it. It was so good. They also had a mead on tap, called Is It Mead You're Looking For?
Okay.
And that one was a bourbon barrel aged mead. And I actually thought that's it comes in at 15%. It's a still mead, traditional style. Um, I got a 5-ounce pour of that too, and that was also really good. I really enjoyed it. Had a lot of barrel flavor, which I like in my mead. So it kind of cut the sweetness down a little.
Mm-hmm.
Still had that sweet honey flavor, but it had the um, barrel flavor along with some extra vanilla in it
Mm.
from it. So
Okay. Cool.
yeah,
Cool.
you need that during a Packers game, CD.
Okay. Right.
um,
No, speaking of, isn't the Lions season over with? Didn't they
yep,
have their
Lions
last
season's
win?
over. Yep, we're
Yeah.
done.
But they beat the Bears though, so that's
Yeah, they beat the Bears, which well, it's always nice to beat the Bears. I wanted them to lose because it changes their position in the draft. So
Mm-hmm.
now the Packers play the Bears, I believe, this weekend in the first round of the playoffs. Um, so we'll see what happens there. That'll be a good NFC North matchup. But yeah. So and look at you bringing up sports ball.
I know, right?
Uh,
Isn't that weird?
yeah.
There was a soccer game on at the club or at the bar we were having lunch at, and I was like, Chris would probably be able. He'd be the one, paying more attention to the soccer game, I think,
Yeah.
than the conversation if you were here.
Oh, I didn't realize it was Saturday night, CD. Yeah, see, I'm going to be in Wisconsin on Saturday, but Saturday night is the banquet, so I don't know that if the game will be on because they usually turn all the TVs off in the club because it's an actual dinner and they have um a band playing and there's dancing and stuff like that. So um we'll see. We'll see. I'm hoping I'm hoping they might actually have it on because that would I actually think that's going to be a good game. Um, and I think honestly, while you're saying they could lose, I agree. I think that game honestly is a coin flip. I think it could go either way. Um, after I think the Bears beat the Packers, I believe the last time they met. So I think I would put I don't know the Packers could want revenge. Oh, I know all about that. CD Packers are heavily injured. Yeah. But let's get off the sports ball because Russ can't really
I cannot relate
it cannot contribute to
or
that.
contribute. Well,
Um,
first, one of the first things, I don't think we really talked about it, but last week, but I did want to address the military action that happened in Venezuela.
it didn't
Um,
happen until after our show last week.
yeah, okay. Um,
I'm done. I'm out.
yeah, this is absolutely like, I mean, and it's so ridiculously blatant. Like, Donald Trump also today demanded that Venezuela stop dealing with Russia and China with their
Well, we run the country now.
trade, right? Um, like saying that this was to going in to help the Venezuelan people or to end the terrorism, that was all horseshit. It's
Yep.
all for Donald Trump and they're in the oil business. It's just all for them to steal, basically countermand the natural resources of Venezuela. Venezuela apparently sits in the largest known deposit of oil in the world.
But it's dirty
Even
oil.
more so.
That's the thing. It is very dirty oil.
Is
From
it
what I was here? Yeah, it requires a lot more
a lot more processing?
or a lot more refining.
Well,
To get it.
oil is still oil,
Yep.
and
But it is still the largest deposit in the world.
yeah. So
Untapped deposit.
mhm. And that was what it was for. It was all it was for. And people are trying to defend it, trying to say, oh, well, every other president has done this since then, and everybody. Okay. Did Obama send in the troops to get Saddam Hussein? Yes, he did. Did
No, he didn't.
he?
Obama didn't. That was Bush. Bush sent in the troops for Saddam.
That was during Desert Storm. Or wait, was it Osama bin? No, Bin Laden. Excuse me.
Yeah. He went out. Yeah, Obama took out Bin Laden.
Right. Um, Desert Storm. Yeah. So there have been different, and you do have you do need the support of the Congress and Senate to declare war. But all these other presidents have not done that. They've circumvented. They've done, they've had other the usage of the government and different things to do these military actions to send in troops to different things. Um, the other thing,
You're
the
right,
biggest
Dutch.
thing,
Hey,
the
Dutch.
big
Good to see you.
Hey, Dutch, haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. The biggest thing about that, yes, but Bush Jr. was trying to finish up, but Senior didn't finish. He really couldn't care about the oil. He just wanted to make daddy's. Correct. Yeah, he was like they came after my dad.
Yeah, which Trump is saying is the big problem with what happened in Iraq is that we didn't keep the oil.
Yeah, and the thing about it is though, when Obama did the things that he did, when Bush did the things that he did, they had the support. He had the support of the allies, of our allies.
Yep.
There were other governments that were like.
There's also
Trump
a big difference between what Obama did and what Bush and Trump did. Now, one, Bush had Congress's support.
Sure.
It was after 9/11. The country was very unified, and he lied about the weapons of mass destruction, but he had support.
Yeah.
What the difference with Obama, he went after Osama bin Laden, a terrorist leader. He's not the head of a country.
Correct.
Legitimate or not, he is not the head of a country. This was going in, taking a head of state by force, along with his wife, and extricating them out of the country, while leaving his regime in charge.
And then saying something like, well, we're gonna take over. We're gonna run the country now.
Yeah.
No, we're not. What?
Yeah, and that's what he said. Yep, we're gonna run the country until such time as we can safely turn it over to them. And yet, that's one of the big things I kept saying. We're like, hey, if Trump can do it there, Europe, come on in. Can you just come grab him and
go ahead, spirit him away in the night? That's fine.
We'll leave the door unlocked.
There was somebody else who said, because the conspiracy theories are going wild too. Somebody had said, one of my friends, an old friend of mine, it said something to the effect of that Maduro, is that his name? Maduro knows he basically cut a deal with Donald Trump to be extricated, because he knows where all of he knows all of the ins and outs of the narco trade, is going to name names and be a whistleblower, basically, to go after the true, the worst parts, the worst perpetrators of narco terrorism in the world. But he couldn't be blatant, he couldn't be open about it, otherwise his people would kill him. His own government would kill him. So he extricated him and his wife as a safety precaution, and it's all a ruse. It's all horse shit.
So
we're shit.
The thing is that one, Venezuela is not a major narco source.
Correct.
At least not for the U.S.
No.
All those boats that we were blowing up in the Caribbean were not coming to the U.S. Those were any of those that were actually drug boats and not just fishing boats were heading to Europe. They were headed. Those drugs were on their way to Europe.
Yes.
If he really wants to go after the narco trade, then that is Mexico, China, places like that. At which he has now threatened Mexico and Colombia, and saying he's going to take Greenland again. This colonialism needs to fucking stop. He's living in the early 1900s, and
This is a guy who said that he never started a war, that he didn't want to start a
Oh, in
war, that he
Cuba.
wasn't in Cuba. Yeah.
Yeah, they threatened Cuba too.
Um,
Yeah.
he's the one that's been saying, had said initially, oh no, I mean, we don't want that. We don't want to be America's police force. We don't, I mean, or the world's police force. We don't.
He wants the peace prize.
He should be happy with the FIFA one.
Yeah.
Jesus H Christ.
Well, they asked. So he said that the woman who actually won the last election in Venezuela, the one that won the peace prize, wasn't strong enough to lead. That's the only thing he said about her. They have not reached out to her at all after all of this. They've left the vice president in charge, who is right up there with Maduro as far as corrupt. They and let's face it, Maduro is not a good guy by any
No,
stretch.
no.
He is in with drug dealing gangs and
Yeah,
all that. But
and he is a bad guy, and I mean, in a perfect
I'm
world,
not sad he's gone.
no, in a perfect world, it would have been nice if we could have like swooped in and removed this, bad guy, that the good guys would come in and take out the bad guy, remove a despotic leader. But that's not
how
the real world.
international.
That's not how
international
no,
politics works.
no, not without going to fucking war.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean,
Well, and that's the thing.
we
They keep
removed
saying,
Hitler from power because he was a despotic, aggressive, warring leader
well,
that
that was to protect Europe, basically.
Yeah.
It was
Oh, very much so.
He was trying to take over Europe, so Europe fought back.
Right. And we helped.
Yeah. The big thing with this is, I guess
Honestly, after Japan pulled us into it.
Yeah. One of the things that I was seeing with this is, and I heard this was, I think it was one of the people in Trump's orbit, actually did contact the woman, who rightfully won with like 70% of the vote, in 2024, and said, "Would you be willing to share your peace prize with Donald Trump now?" And I'm
My
like,
God.
and she said yes. If she would like to meet with him in person, and yet she would be willing to, and she has actually been very Trump positive, but Trump is like, I think Trump will not even entertain talking to her because she beat him for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Mm-hmm.
He'll never forgive that. He can't forgive anyone that beats him.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely ridiculous. The entire
Why he
situation.
hates Biden so much.
Yep. The entire situation is absolutely ridiculous. It's the worst. I think it's one of the worst examples of, or best examples of trying to gaslight the American people.
Yep.
And
yeah, Dutch, you're right. Can't afford basic aid, but we can certainly afford new wars.
Yeah.
And yes, CD, we're the only first world country with no health care, no universal health care. Our health care is a joke. Not only that, they just let the fucking rates jump up too without any sort of plan.
Because the Republicans are horrible and cowards, and they can't. Most of them, I won't say all of them, because some have crossed over the other side for a lot of things, and some of them actually crossed over for this vote. But it's for the vote for the to extend the subsidies, but not enough apparently, and it's just it's so fucking. I don't recognize this country anymore.
Yeah,
I
don't see how this is America first, which is what he ran on.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't understand how this is America first.
Yeah, and people keep saying, "Oh, the horrible conditions of the Venezuelan people," and so yeah, absolutely. It's hard. It's harsh. They were 70% of their country was living in poverty. Their inflation is through the roof. The guy was running the country into the ground. Absolutely horrible. You still can't do what Donald Trump did.
No.
It's not the same as going after Saddam Hussein. It's not the same as going after Osama bin Laden or some of the other things that has been done. This was so blatantly a cash grab, a um, resource grab. I saw a post today that said, "I don't want Venezuela. I don't want Greenland. I don't want Mexico. I don't want Canada. I just want health care."
Yeah,
You
exactly.
know, and it I we've been through the first year of his second term, and I truly don't know how I'm going to get through the next 3 years.
So he did say the quiet part out loud, that it's all for oil. He said, he mentioned when he was talking about the strike, talked about how what a great job the American military did. And yes, the American military went in there with surgical precision. They
Hmm.
were amazing. I will give them all the credit. However, he mentioned oil like 9 times, and not once did he mention anything about about drugs or improving conditions for the Venezuelan people. Or
Hmm.
and yeah, that so he basically he has come out and said that this was actually for the oil,
Hmm.
which that right there is illegal as fuck
Right.
internationally.
They're also saying things like they were trying to tell us that the Venezuelan people are cheering in the streets and they're yay, yay, and they're
Some are.
glad, and some are, but they are not. They're not celebrating on the level that we think they are. If you look at any other reporting outside of American reporting, the right wing, all the people that are in Donald Trump's pocket, um, it's not being celebrated. The world stage is looking at us
And
pretty
yes,
dramatically.
and the other problem with this is now you've got other countries like Russia and China going, "Oh, if the
Mhm.
US can do it, so can we."
Or they're looking at us and saying, "Hey, hey, you better watch yourself because we're not going to stand for. We're not. You better not try any of that shit over here."
Well,
Because I saw somebody basically state that
no,
America.
China's going to do the same thing to Taiwan now. They're just going to go in and take it.
Yeah. Oh,
Russia's going to say, we can go get Zelensky anytime we want now."
mhm. I saw another one that said basically they're trying to spin this to where America first means this hemisphere.
Yeah.
That it's North America and South
We need
America.
to
America
control this. We
first,
need to
where
control
it's
this hemisphere.
we control this hemisphere. And it has been, I was telling Stella, I saw a person saying that it's been largely kind of considered and kind of quietly considered that America runs this side of the world, at the very least. So anybody tries to try anything from Europe or Asia or whatever, tries to do anything major over here, our sabers start rattling. I mean, look at what happened in Cuba and the Bay of Pigs and shit like that. I mean, that was pretty dramatic. I mean, that was granted, that was trying to put nuclear missiles, fucking a couple of dozen miles off of the coast of Florida. But that's an excellent example.
Dutch, you're
It's
right.
it's
That
fucking scary.
the big three. I can see that. I can see the U.S., China, and Russia trying to divide up the world.
Hmm. Yep. Yeah. I can see it too. I can see it too. Who gets
Well,
Africa,
that's the thing. But Dutch is saying also that, shocking thing is that in order to do this, we have to give up alliances with Europe. What a stupid move. That's the whole thing with he's threatening Greenland, which is threatening NATO.
Yeah.
Russia is too weak right now. They're losing 1,000 soldiers a day, I heard, in the Ukraine war still.
Yeah. China, though, is the sleeping bear,
Yeah.
and they have 500,000 troops, at least. They have 4 billion people in their country, or something like that. Or 300 billion, something like that. They they are becoming a manufacturing powerhouse. They are. There's
They've
a
got a lot of
reason.
raw rare earth minerals.
They really do. There's a reason why in the future, the vision that was of the future that was envisioned in Firefly, one of the major languages that they spoke was Mandarin. I mean, China is poised to be an even bigger superpower than it already is, and um, we're pissing them off.
Yep.
We're scaring the fuck out of them, and
So,
this is just bad
all right.
news.
Well, we
We
don't
should
like to
move on.
talk politics, yes. So let's get off of that. One last thing in politics, I will say, I will raise a glass. Goodbye, Marjorie fucking Taylor Greene.
Yeah, for sure. Marjorie Taylor Greene did leave. She is leaving or did leave. The other thing that the
She
one
left
thing
yesterday.
though
Yeah, she was out yesterday.
left yesterday. The one thing though that has made me upset about this whole situation about the Epstein files. One of the biggest things that have made me upset about the botched, ridiculous release of the Epstein files and stuff is that it made me agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Yeah, what kind
You
of
know,
fucked up timeline are we
that
living in
is
where all this shit is happening and now I'm agreeing with fucking Marjorie Taylor Greene?
Greene, right? That screaming piece of shit. Um,
She spoke out against this whole thing in Venezuela too.
yeah,
Her
she
and,
did.
and Tom Massey have been the two biggest vocal critics of Trump on this.
There are a number of Republicans that are speaking out about it. And I mean, and then of course the media is flipping out, particularly the left side media. But even the right side media is going, what's going on here? This is not what you promised. And I don't know, man. He's lost his shit. He has lost his fucking mind. And all of those sycophants around him are no better. No better.
Yep.
Anyway,
So,
but we should move on.
We should move on. So, new Doomsday trailer dropped.
New Doomsday trailer dropped today. No, it had been leaked and a couple of days. It was dropped in the theaters, and people were seeing it in the theaters. And now it's been dropped on live or on TV, or wherever you want to see it. And it is the X-Men Doomsday trailer.
And I love at the end of it. It says the X-Men will return in Avengers
Doomsday. Yeah, we see Professor Xavier, we see Magneto, and we see Cyclops all
and it looks like
prominently featured.
Yeah, so it's definitely they're aged up. They're not trying to they're making them older. But it is Patrick Stewart and Ian McKellen. And Ian McKellen, it's they show them playing chess together, and it looks like, I mean, Magneto looks rough. He's not doing well as well.
And Professor Xavier, I mean, they've both aged a great deal since 2000 when the X-Men came out originally.
I don't know. I don't know if Patrick Stewart's not getting his blood supply that is to bathe in the blood of virgins or whatever. But I mean, he's
harder
been around
to find
since
virgins
Egypt.
these days, man.
Yeah, he's been around since Egypt. So
right. No, that's Apocalypse. Apocalypse, not the same guy.
I mean, there's a bust that looks just like Patrick Stewart.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
They're like it's like 8,000 years old or something like that. And you're like holy shit, he's been around that long.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think this is going to be really great. I think we're truly going to see a real swan song of these next two movies. The next two big Avengers movies are going to be a true swan song for all of the superhero movies that came before. All the Marvel ones, at the very least. We're going to see. My prediction, and I talked about this a couple weeks ago, is that they're going to wipe away the old guard, and the majority of the superheroes are going to be recast.
Yep, we're going to get a new Iron Man. We're going to get a new Cap. We're going to get a new
Thor.
We're going to. Actually, I don't know if we're going to get a new Thor. I think Thor might go away.
I think
I don't know that we're going to in this new one. I think we'll get and I also don't know if we're going to get a new Hulk. I'm not sure.
I think Spider-Man will probably be the only one that
stays the same.
Stays the same. That Tom Holland is the only one that I think of like the bigger number or the bigger cast, like we're probably the girl who plays Ironheart isn't going anywhere. And
Ms. Marvel,
some of those, the Ms. Marvel character. Yeah. Everybody else out of the pool. Time to go. Even though I like Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, we have seen him in 2 Doctor Strange movies and several other, appearances.
In all honesty, I can see them keeping him on.
I could see them keeping him on. He is kind of considered the second class, you know.
Yeah, he's not
Um,
really. Well, he's also. I don't know that they'll do another movie with him, but I can see him
mhm.
showing up in other movies.
Right. Yeah. So, but I think we're gonna see, we're gonna have Doomsday. Oh, and the Fantastic Four group too. They'll stick around because they're brand new.
Yeah.
Um, we're gonna see this big to do with Doomsday, and then we'll see a sequel. The next one will be Secret War, and that is going to be where everything kind of comes together, and where we see new X-Men and a new Wolverine, a new Professor Xavier and Magneto and Nightcrawler and Colossus and stuff like that. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan Reynolds hangs out for a bit longer as
Oh, I
Deadpool.
think he's going to hang out as Deadpool.
Hmm. Because it'll be appropriate. He'll be the only one that remembers the old world or something like
Yeah.
that, the old
Yeah.
universe, you know? He'll be the one that makes those in jokes that nobody gets, but the audience will get, you know? Um, it's it's time for a change.
I expect him to make some joke about um Doom and Stark at some
Hmm.
point.
Hmm. Yeah. He'll be the only one that drops the F-bomb. It's a PG-13 movie, you know?
Yeah.
He'll be the one that drops the one F-bomb. You
So
know,
what it'll
holy
be,
fuck nuggets or something
what
like
it'll
that.
be is Hugh Jackman will be about to drop it and he'll beat him to it.
Yeah, that'll be it. Um, I think the Russo brothers have proven that they can make big movies. They can make big,
They can make
huge,
epic films.
holy shit, epic films with huge casts and that's what we're gonna see. We're gonna see a massive film. And like I said, I don't think at first a lot of people were like, oh, they're moving towards making a you know, a young Avengers film. Because it did look like that's what they were casting. They were casting, you
Yep.
know, the Scarlet Witch's sons and
And
with
the
Ms.
new
Marvel
Hawkeye,
and the
Ms.
new right.
Marvel,
And
Ironheart.
yeah, and Ironheart and stuff like that, that they were moving towards that. They were even looking like, okay, we might even get a Patriot character with like Isaiah Bradley's,
Hmm.
the black Captain America, his grandson and stuff like that. Um, with but I don't think they're going to rely on that because they were a
No,
lot of people
I
were
think
thinking that's going to be the next generation.
no.
No, they have
I think we're gonna
Disney.
get that film.
Oh, I think we'll get that eventually,
Yeah.
but I think Disney's like, no, 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 we can't say goodbye to Iron Man
Although
forever.
honestly,
You know,
I think we might get a Young Avengers show
that might be a little more
over a
likely.
movie.
Hmm. Hmm.
Just because all of them were in shows more than they're in the movies.
Hmm.
And I think that may be what they do is, and then they can do more of a storyline rather than just trying to do like whatever they're going to do in just 2 hours. They can do it over 6 or 8 hours.
Agreed. Agreed. Speaking of, I have to finish watching Ironheart because Wonder Man is coming soon.
Yes. 2 weeks or no, 3 weeks.
Yeah,
It's the end of the
it
month.
is this month.
It's the end of the month. I think it's 27th or 28th, something like that.
Hmm. Um, and from what it appears to me, holy crap, it looks pretty cool. Um, from what I understand, it's very self-referential. It's very
It's 27th.
tongue-in-cheek. Is it 27th?
Yeah.
It's very tongue-in-cheek in a lot of ways. It's
3 weeks from today.
cool. It's got the character of Trevor Slattery back, which I'm absolutely through the moon for. That's going to be hilarious. So I think that's going to be pretty great.
I had
I'm
Iron Man
really looking
3. I
forward
had
to it.
Iron Man 3 on last night at the
Is you
hotel.
really?
Yeah, well, they were FX always has Marvel movies on in the evening.
Yeah.
At least it seems that way. Whenever I go out of town, I start flipping through the channels and I stop at Lifetime, and I will admit this, I stop at Lifetime because one night a week it's Castle, one night a week it's Rookie. and I'll wait and see if it's one of those. And last night it wasn't. It was NCIS. So I went, let's see what else is on. And I'm like, oh, FX. I bet it's a Marvel movie. Yep, it's Iron Man 2. So I wound up leaving that on as I flipped through.
Iron Man 2 or 3?
It was 2 to start, and
Oh,
then I
okay.
watched the end of that one, and then it went into Iron Man 3.
Right on. I mean, I think that these are going to definitely, they're going to reinvigorate things. This Doomsday movie and stuff. We'll see.
It was at the
I
hotel.
mean,
CDA.
they've got big competition now. There's big plans for DC Comics or the DC universe. And if the Netflix sale goes through, or the Warner Brothers sale to Netflix goes through, they will be backed by a lot of money. Warner Brothers had a lot of money. Netflix, though, Netflix has got ridiculous amounts of money. If they can spend 83 billion with a B dollars to buy Warner Brothers, they will have a couple more bill to drop on these superhero movies.
Speaking of Netflix, I got to add Old Guard 2 to my list because I keep forgetting to watch it. I haven't watched it yet.
I haven't seen it yet either.
The first one was good.
Hey, thanks for swinging by, Dutch. It's great to see you.
Oh.
Where it's always FX in a Marvel movie. Yeah, it is going. We are in. There's so much upheaval. There's so much upheaval. Oh God, why can't it just calm down? I'm gonna, dive into my video games and hide.
Yep.
So yeah. I should move on.
Yeah, we should.
So keep your eyes out. We were talking about this last week. The drag about this, about the fact that we're going to have to wait a full year for Doomsday, is that we're going to be seeing these trailers. We're going to be speculating the next fucking 11 months, at least the next 6, because I would imagine we won't see a full trailer for Doomsday. Because these little itty bitty teasers. Then we're going to get a bigger teaser. We might get that in 4 months.
Nope.
And then we'll get what?
We're going to get that second Sunday of February.
That's the big teaser is coming.
Yep, I bet you. That's gonna be my bet because that's Super Bowl Sunday.
Oh yeah, okay. So we'll get the bigger teaser on Super Bowl Sunday. You're right. Probably, maybe not necessarily during the game, because most of the teaser trailers are usually 90 seconds, and that is ridiculously expensive for the Super Bowl.
I think they're going to do it. They've
think
done
so?
it they've done it in the past. They've when they've
That's
had a big
millions
movie
of dollars.
coming out, they have done the trailer. Now, granted, a lot of times those were trailers for movies that were going to come out in May.
Okay.
But this one's going to be so huge. I can see them doing it. I can see them doing the teaser trailer.
This is the teaser trailer, because the true trailer is usually a 2.5 to 3.5 minute bit. So somewhere usually between 2 and 3 minutes. But yeah, the teaser is usually around 90 seconds. So we'll see. But yeah, for the next minimum 6 months, we're going to be having heavy speculation until, and I'd say closer to 8 or 9 is really going to be, and then that last 3 months is just going to be an incredible push, constantly besieged by imagery and people making, guesses and everything else. It's like Christ's teeth. I mean, I'm so tired of it, It's like I do miss the days when you heard about a movie coming out and then you saw the trailers, you saw the commercials maybe a month before the movie came out, and then you're like, "Ooh, wow, let's go see that in a few weeks." But yeah, when everybody's still with Marvel, they have the biggest blue balls ever by the time they release it. Oh yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be rough. So
so speaking of Marvel, though, so and it's kind of a crossover thing. So I mentioned last week that I'm really getting back into Magic, Magic the Gathering, the card game, and I was looking today to see, what's coming out this year for Magic the Gathering. One of the things they're doing, so I've really started enjoying playing Commander, which is a type of Magic game where you get like 4 you can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people playing at once. Um, it's a really cool format. You have one commander that's like the special legendary creature. Um, they sit outside your deck, and then you have 99 other cards. It is a 100 card deck total. Um, and you're playing against everybody else at the table. It's a lot of fun, very social game. They're putting out new commander decks based on Marvel. There's going to be 4 new decks, 4 commander decks. And I was looking at it, and I'm like, okay, I don't like it already. Because the 4 commanders are the Fantastic Four. There's going to be 1 deck for each one of them. I'm like, no, they should all be in 1 deck with Reed as the commander.
Right.
And
or Sue.
Yeah,
Reed is the brains.
Yeah.
Reed is the brains of the group, but many people consider him to be the leader, quote unquote. But these days, Sue is kind of depicted a lot more like she's the one that really makes the hard choices and decisions.
Hey, CD, I got a Legolas thanks to my brother-in-law Pete. He brought over a bunch of cards he doesn't want. He's like, here, you can go through them. If you want anything, just let me know. Just grab them, and the rest I'll just take back home. And one of them was Legolas, and I actually liked the Legolas card. I'm like, I can see using this at some point. So, but yeah. So, and then the thing is that each one of them. So normally commanders are mostly multicolored decks. There are mono decks like mono black, mono white, mono blue, those types of things. I've heard don't play mono blue, everyone will hate you. But because it's all about denial and countering spells and
a lot of counters.
Yeah. Well, the other thing with commander is you can only have 1 of any card in your deck, except for lands. Basic lands you can have multiples of, but everything else you can have no more than 1. So if it's
that's interesting.
So counter spell you can only have 1. Now there's other cards that can counter spells, but the actual counter spell is you can only have 1 in your deck.
Right.
But anyway, each of the 4 Fantastic Four are colors. So like Sue is blue. Reed is white, I think.
It seemed to me that the other way around would make more sense. But
Human Torch, of course, is
fire.
Red. He's red. And Thing, I believe, is green. Okay. They don't have any black because black's the bad guys. I would expect them to put out like a Dr. Doom then for black.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that would be appropriate.
More appropriate.
But, yeah. But I will watch for them. I don't know if I'm gonna get any of them. Just because if I'm gonna play a mono deck, it's probably gonna be black.
Okay.
But I mean, maybe I might think about getting the Human Torch one just because mono red would be all right too. All right, it depends on what color, what other cards are in there that I might be able to use in other decks.
Let me ask you this then. How do you really feel about the fact that they have been over the last like 10 years or so been integrating more and more non-fantasy elements to Magic, playing Spider-Man in a deck with dragons and shit, or Doctor Who.
And then Doctor Who or Warhammer 40K, which I am kind of bummed that I didn't get the Warhammer 40K decks. That was kind of when I was just kind of dipping my toe back in. And I'm like, I don't want to spend $60 on those. They're all worth over $300 now. You can't buy a Warhammer deck for under like $350.
See,
right now.
Yeah. See, I'm usually pretty open-minded to a lot of this stuff like this. I mean, combine them. Who cares?
I'm actually kind of against a lot of it. I mean, I don't mind them, but I think Magic should be about Ravnica. I think that's where it should be focused on that, and they should.
It's a fantasy setting. It was a fantasy
keep
game.
Expanding that world. And I understand you start running out of ideas after. But
dude, fuck it. D&D has been running for decades, and they partnered. Wizards of the Coast bought fucking Dungeons and Dragons. If you want to expand Ravnica, if you want to expand, it's a fantasy game. I kind of feel like keep it fantasy. I'll accept Lord of the Rings. Okay, fine. You want to put Gandalf and Legolas and Gimli in your decks? All right, fine. But they could have easily started making, I don't know if they did, they might have started making D&D
There are.
themed. There are.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean Drizzt
One of
Do'Urden.
my stronger decks is actually a Battle for Baldur's Gate deck.
Okay, great. They should Karlach should be in there and Drizzt Do'Urden
They
and
haven't come out with that. They haven't come out with like the BG3 characters yet.
but even so, I mean, why are
and I
there?
don't think
What about the
Drizzt is in there yet.
Dragonlance characters or the Forgotten Realms? There's plenty.
I'd love to see them do like I think part of the problem with that is then you got to get some of those characters, you have to get the rights from the authors and things like that. So
All right, so use the ones that you don't. There's plenty of characters from the Moonshade trilogy or the Avatar trilogy or the Dragonlance. Dragonlance, I think. I think you could.
I'd be
I think
surprised.
D&D still holds the rights to the characters from Dragonlance. I don't think Weiss and Hickman actually have the rights to them. I do think
that
they
was
had
part.
to
Well,
sign this
I
over.
think they do now. I think that was part of the fight and why that was the whole bringing out the new book, because they finally reached a deal about
Okay.
that.
I
Because
thought
that
part of
was
it
the
was
thing
just trying to get the original writers back was going to be a big thing,
yeah, there was a big falling out because Weiss and Hickman didn't have the rights to the characters, and so there was a big falling out because it was owned by Wizards and they weren't giving up the rights, and they wanted more. They basically wanted more of the pie because they were the ones that created them, and it became a big thing. And now I guess they did work it out. They were never. I don't think they ever disclosed the terms, but they had worked it out, and they were Weiss and Hickman were supposedly happy with it, and that's why they came out with the new book.
You'll notice there's been very little Dragonlance shit put out since then. They put out the three new novels and one hardcore book or hardcover book. Yeah, having a drinking problem there, buddy? So, I don't know.
Napkin in here.
I'm very much quite often I don't know. I'm kind of the opinion like I said, it's a D&D or it's a fantasy game. It should stay a fantasy game. And don't integrate Spider-Man into this setting.
Yeah,
Don't integrate
I actually agree with that.
the Transformers or whatever else. I mean, I liked the idea of like the fact that it was that Magic the Gathering represented two combating wizards,
Yep.
And a wizard is going to summon a Spider-Man. I mean, come on. Drider-Man does whatever a spider can.
Yeah, I don't think there's a Drider card. I would buy the hell out of that one.
Yeah, you and CD both.
that would get CD into Magic. Come on with the Dritz deck. But I don't think they've done anything with Icewind Dale or anything like that.
Exactly. It's silly. So,
yes, actually, it is CD. It is completely legal to have an $80 card in your deck versus someone that has no money. It's kind of depending on what the card can do, it can be a dick move, but to play a deck against someone that's playing a straight up precon, you should play a precon. You shouldn't be playing a competitive deck. I've got one now that I've rebuilt because I never got it to work as a precon. So I actually went out and spent some money and replaced like 20 some cards out of the 100 card deck to try and get it to be more competitive, because I would lose every time. By round 5 I've got 2 mana out. I can't cast any fucking spells.
I always had the hardest time trying to create a 60 card deck.
Yeah, and that's still the standard. So if you play standard, that's a 60 card deck.
Right.
I think modern is too, because there's all different ways to play now. So standard, the different ways to play Magic now. Standard is you have to actually look online to see what cards are legal, because it's a rotating list. But
it's still one against one.
It's still one against one. it's 60 cards in the deck. You can have multiples. I think it might still be the old you can't have more than 4 of any one card type of thing. But it's you can only use cards from so many years back. So they're it's always rotating. They take the old cards out and it's to make room for the new cards coming in. So there's always a set amount of cards you can play.
Mhm.
Modern is a little bit more open. You can do I think you can go back to a certain area. Then there's Legacy, which you can go back to the cards that we have, and use some of those. Certain cards are still just no, you can't play them. They are illegal cards now, and they're basically game breakers.
Mhm.
Most of the, I think I think the Black Lotus is still out, even though they reprinted it back in the Chronicles days.
Mhm.
I think I think they brought the Mox jewels back. You can use those again. But yeah, I'm still learning the new rules. Like there's still stuff I look at the cards and I'm like, all right, I'm playing this, but what does this do? And then I have to have somebody explain it to me. What the one of the things on there. I'm like, um, what's vigilance? Oh, vigilance is what we used to call haste, and now haste is something else. So, or no, vigilance is the it doesn't untap when you attack, or doesn't tap when you
Okay.
attack. Haste is it can attack when you cast it. I mean, I'm still learning all those, but I really do enjoy it. Like I said, I went to Polly's last week and played, and there were 2 tables of 4 people playing, at one point.
Mhm.
And yeah, it was a lot of fun. I
I
just got
that
I
that's
just
the
got
thing.
invited to his winter camping magic thing, and I'm like,
Winter
yeah,
camping?
yeah.
No.
They rent like a basic cabin.
Oh,
Like
okay.
I was reading about it, I'm like, there's no running water, there's no shower, there's no toilet. I'm like, fuck that. I ain't no.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Mm-mm.
I'll go glamping, but I ain't going camping like that in the middle of fucking winter.
Not in winter. No
No.
way, man. No, I'll do that in the summertime, but no, way. Nope.
um,
No, sirree, Bob.
but yeah, I do have I'm hoping I'll be able to play with those guys next week. Looking forward to it.
Yeah, right on.
I had a really good time with them.
I don't think I couldn't. I'd have to get all new cards because, like I said, my cards are all from like
Dude,
30 years ago.
in all honesty, it's really easy now because really, I mean, if you want to play with Paulie and them, uh, that they play Commander. So all you have to
Right.
do is buy a Commander deck. They're anywhere between 30 and, well, you can get them really high, but basically
Yeah.
30 to $60. You get all the cards you need, and then you can just play with that deck.
Right.
If you want more than one, you can buy more than one. They have all different color combos. They're usually 2 to 3 color combos. Some of them are up to 5 color combos. It all depends on what you want to play. And like, I just bought some random ones. I'm like, oh, I like vampires. I'll buy that vampire deck. It's one of the best decks I have. I love that deck. I love playing it. It
Right on.
is still a straight up precon deck. I have not replaced any card in it. I bought a spirit deck. It's a blue-white deck. And I'm like, I think this will be fun. That's the one I can't get going. That's the one I just redid. I'm waiting
Right
for
on.
the last card that I'm replacing to come in because I actually had to order it because you can't find it anywhere around here.
Mhm.
So I ordered it online. And I got 10 of them because I was talking with Paulie and he's like, yeah, you're going to want that in every one of your decks. So just order a bunch. It's like a $2 card for $2.25. I've got the one that I was talking about, the Battle for Baldur's Gate. That's a red, green, black deck.
Okay.
That's kind of cool. And then I've got another one that I also like. I didn't realize it was. I actually played it for the first time against Rich and Pete. And it did really well. And I don't remember the color combo in that, but it was a really cool deck. I had a lot of fun playing it, and Yeah, it's just I like my precons. That one's also just a straight up precon. I haven't the only one I've actually changed that's not a straight precon is my spirit deck. That's the only one I have that I've actually modified.
Okay.
I'm still going through scanning all my old cards and even the new cards. Um,
Something else I gotta do.
yeah, I'm looking through. I look online. There's a bunch of sites online. I've been using this site here. I've got it up here. It's edhrec.com, where you can basically pick a commander and you can see like decks and how to build and like what the average deck is. Like here's the most used cards in this deck, and you can build a mix and match. You can even set budgets or how competitive you want the deck to be. Kind of cool. And then for keeping track of my own decks, I'm using Moxfield, which is the link that I put into the Discord server when I created, because I created the MTG server for us to talk about that. And I you can link your deck in there so other people can go and look at it and see what you've got in your deck.
Oh, that's fucking cool.
Yeah. Like there's a commander I found, he's a zombie wizard. And I'm like,
Is he a zombie wizard? Is he a wizard that makes zombies, or is he a zombie that
he's a
is a wizard?
zombie that's also a wizard.
Okay.
His name is Nekasar the Mind Raiser. And actually I want to use him. He's a red, I think he's a red, black, blue commander. And
Okay.
I'm like, I want to build a deck around him because he's kind of cool. And I was looking at things and I'm like, oh, this is just a piss you off deck. So it basically, if he comes out, one of the things that happens is every time that everybody draws an extra card when during their draw phase, and every time an opponent draws a card, they lose a life.
Oh, okay.
And a lot of the cards, so Commander's all about synergy. It's all about getting cards that work well, the cards that work well together. So there's a ton of cards in here that are creatures or sorceries or things like that that are basically everybody discards their entire hand and draws 7 new cards. That means that opponents take 7 points of damage if he's out.
Okay.
So it's basically you're whittling away your opponents by making them draw cards. You
That's
throw
insidious.
you throw Howling Mine in there, and then they draw another card at their draw phase. So I mean, it's I'm like, it's kind of a cool deck the way that it builds. But I think it's one of those that you have to get it going, and then the problem with it is that as soon as you start getting it going, everyone at the table is going to see you as the threat, and they're going to try and take you out.
Come out, come after you.
So, but anyway, we can move on from Magic.
So I caught a documentary on Amazon the other day. It is 4 45-minute episodes. It's called Selling Superman. Have you heard about this?
No.
Okay, so it actually deals with a family here in Michigan who the guy Darren is he is about our age, somewhere late 40s, early 50s, somewhere in the middle. And he turns out his father was a fairly successful lawyer, was a comic book collector, and he wasn't just a comic collector, he was a hoarder. He was a comic book hoarder. But he did take pretty good care of his collection. When he passed away, most of the family had, well, yeah, not quite though. He obviously loved comics, but he also collected for value. And he,
yeah, you're about the comics themselves.
I exactly.
Way more. I know that from you because you're like, I love this story. It's not worth shit, but I love this.
Love it. Right.
I'm the same way.
He passed away and he left behind a 300,000 issue comic book collection.
Holy
and
shit. I thought I had a lot of Magic cards to scan.
And they were he took decent care of his books, but he also didn't have the ability or energy or wherewithal to well organize them. Um, he also bought for value. If he saw a book that was going to be particularly valuable, he felt it was going to be particularly valuable, he bought as many of them as he could. The prize of this collection was a Superman #1 from 1939. It was the first issue of the original Superman comic book that
Action
featured
Comics,
no,
right?
it was
No.
not.
Oh,
No. Action Comics #1 was the first appearance. He had
oh,
Superman #1,
oh.
the
Okay,
first
so it's
issue of
Superman
Superman's
#1. Okay.
comic book. He also had some very early Batmans. And he didn't just have the first issue. He had all of them.
Oh, he had
He
the
had
run.
every single issue from #1 all the way to 468 when they started renumbering them.
Holy shit.
So, and the man, I mean, he was like my father's age. So he was an older guy, but he wasn't old enough to have been like, bought this when I was a kid. He purposely went and hunted these issues down. Now, when I heard about this and I heard like, oh, okay, well, he's got some Superman books and stuff. But then like my friend Eric from work, the art director, he said to me, he goes, before you watch this, you may want to rub one out and wear a diaper because, and I was like, huh, all right. And he wasn't kidding. I mean, the thing about it is they undersell it by saying, oh, he's got the super. They scrolled through issues that I was like, holy shit, what the fuck? He had, not only did he have the first issue of Superman, he had the first appearance of Spider-Man in Amazing Fantasy. He had the first appearance of Wolverine in The Incredible Hulk. He had the first appearance of, he had the first appearance of Thor and Iron Man, and I think he had the very first appearance of the Silver Age Flash in 61, 59, I think. He had a lot of really great books. He had the first appearance, the first of the new class of X-Men in 1974. He had 10 of them, or actually it might have been more than that. He had multiple issues. He had the first appearance of Blade. I mean, just I'm like, holy shit. Thousands, multiple thousands of dollars of books at a time. So there's four episodes of this, 45 minutes. Interestingly enough, this takes place here in Detroit. The
Oh,
family was from the West Side, from Livonia. The dad went to Classic Movie and Comic Center, which was in the 80s, 70s and 80s, and into the 90s, was considered the comic book shop from the on the West Side. It was the biggest. It was one of the oldest in all of the Detroit area. And I mean, if you went to a comic shop in on the West Side, you probably went to Classic Movie and Comic Center, at least for at least until some of the other smaller shops started cropping up around it. It was the first big one. I remember going there as a kid with my best friend and his dad, because my best friend's father, was a comic fan. And before I went to a comic shop on my own, and they went to where the shop was. It closed down about 8 years ago, and I think, and so at one point they actually go to that comic shop because they knew that that was where his dad went, and they were trying to find like, okay, well, how did he get these books? How did he get, like, particularly the Superman book? He had it graded at a 7.0. And
Jibo actually posted that. He said 7.0 grading.
yeah, yeah. Also, Jeepo's seen it. It's great. It was a 7.0, one of the highest grades of that particular issue. He also had, like I said, he had a very early Batman issue, a bunch of them. This it's called the Phantaz collection. It was like his father's kind of screen name and online handle. And the cool thing about this too, this documentary, is and Darren, the guy, the son who was going through it. Thankfully, Darren is very successful as an IT. He has a company, an IT company and stuff, and he is very successful. So this dude had money to throw at this problem. They built they rented a warehouse and put three lockable shipping containers in the this warehouse that they could store the comic books in and go through them and organize them and figure out what the hell they had. They were bringing it to comic shows or well, not they started bringing it to comic shows. They started shopping around, asking around, hey, where would you unload something like this? Started talking to comic book dealers and saying, can you take some of these books on consignment and sell them for us? And these are guys that I recognize at these dealers. I recognize them from the Motor City Comic Con. This comic collection is one of those collections that fans of comic books will just want to be in the room with because it's so powerful. But the other thing about it that was really cool was Darren was going through a lot of dealing with a lot of the trauma of having a father who had Asperger's because his father, they didn't realize until much later that his father had Asperger's, which is called something else
Autism.
now.
It's autism.
It's autism. He had a form of autism. This comic collection drove his parents apart. Like the wife left and wanted nothing to do with the comic collection. She didn't want any part of it. And this thing is making Darren and his family a lot of money as they sell it off piece by piece. CGC, the comic grading company, the basically created a separate sticker. Sometimes they will make a sticker that for collections that is a named collection that this was part of this particular found comic book collection. So if you buy it, you're buying a piece of that collection. The Phantaz collection was the first time where they allowed them to design the sticker themselves. So if you get it graded and it's part of the Phantaz collection, you get this sticker. So and Darren has even taken to buying certain books to add into the collection as well. So the collection, even though he's selling off bits and pieces, he's also trying not to flood the market too with some things. Because like I said, I think he had something like it might have been as many as 150 copies of Giant Size X-Men #1, which premiered, the second generation, the second class, with Storm and Colossus and Nightcrawler and Wolverine. And so he doesn't want to like suddenly throw 150 more issues into the market, And he even talked about too, like, yes, the crown jewels were these, early Avengers books and Superman from 1939 and stuff like that. But the real meat of it are, there's only like maybe four collectors in the world that are going to buy this Superman book. But there's like 1,000 people in the country that might buy these books, these books that run, 10 grand or 5 grand or whatever. So, dude, it was really something. Highly recommend it. There's a few people in this documentary that I think I've seen around the cons. One of the guys I had lunch with today, the guy that used to run Comics and More in Madison Heights, knows several of the guys because he also worked in film, knows the guy that made this documentary. And it's got a lot of heart. It's really very cool, very interesting. And to not only see what goes into dealing with a collection of this magnitude, but also watching somebody try to heal from the trauma and from the pain that this collection and caused him, and what his father in his obsession did with these comics. But and apparently it was another thing too. The guy masked extremely well. Like a lot of people had no idea. Like the guys that that at the comic shop he went to had no idea that he was, this hoarder and this, you know, troubled person. So it's on Amazon Prime. It is 4 episodes, about 45 minutes apiece. You will lose yourself in it, though. There was a point I got a little teary-eyed. There was a point when Darren had been on a podcast, and he talked to one of the guys on the podcast, basically talked about how important Spider-Man was to him because of his daughter who was going through chemo, which was like 2 to 3 years old, held on to a Superman or a Spider-Man action figure during her chemo treatments, and it was like kind of her protector. And she got to meet Spider-Man when she got her Make-A-Wish, and she got to go to Universal Studios, and she got to meet Spider-Man, and I was like, my God, it like, is somebody cutting onions in here? What's going on?
I'm not crying. You're crying.
You're crying. It was really, really cool. So, guys, check that out if you can. It's I binged it in an evening. I was like, holy shit! I was going through stuff and watching it while I was
buying Superman.
Selling Superman.
Selling Superman. Okay.
Selling Superman.
I will have
on
to
Amazon
look for that.
Prime.
Yep.
Yeah. Very cool.
So real quick, it's already quarter to 10. So one thing I did want to bring up, some really good fucking news, I think. Right now it's still kind of just rumors, but it's from what I've been seeing, everyone believes that it's pretty legit. But coming out of Star Wars in Lucasfilm, Kathleen Kennedy is finally going to fucking retire. She's going to step down as president of Lucasfilm, and then Dave Filoni and Lin-Win Brennan are going to take her place. They're going to be co-presidents. Filoni's going to be in charge of all the creative stuff and the TV shows, the movies, all that stuff. And Lin-Win Brennan is going to take care of all of the business executive duties. Kathleen Kennedy, while she's stepping down as president, she's still going to stay on as a producer. So she'll still be making money. I am all fucking for this.
Oh, well, that's very fucking obvious. You have been screaming for her head for the last, I don't know,
close to a
10
decade
years?
now.
Yeah.
It's since the new movies came out.
Yeah,
I can't say how much I want her gone. And I think Filoni's a good choice to be the creative director. I mean, he at least loves Star Wars.
Yeah.
Whereas I don't think Kathleen Kennedy knew anything about Star Wars.
I think she'd seen the movies.
If that. I think she was completely a business person, did not understand the fan base whatsoever.
No, I think she saw the original movies and went, I like Star Wars. And they probably put her in charge.
Yeah.
She probably could name the characters. Yeah, Han Solo and Princess Leia, Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca. Yeah, sure. Like, you want to be in charge? So she probably would. Sure. I like Star Wars.
He said, I fell for that before. Will it really matter at this time? I think it will. I think Filoni can reset the world. Now
he can right that ship.
Yeah. Now the problem is that everything Filoni's doing is he's trying to bring in what the fans want right now while making it fit into the shit show that Kennedy is leaving him. Everyone wanted Thrawn. He brought Thrawn in. And he's fitting him into the narrative. So he's got 30 years to play with between Empire and Force Awakens. So he's got a little bit there to I mean, he can do some stuff, and that's where I was reading an article, and they were talking about how what they're not so much, they call it retconning, but it's not the retconning of completely rewriting history, or rewriting what those movies were.
Right.
They're kind of retconning the setup for the sequels. They're trying to right that ship so that
Okay.
the sequels are still going to suck, but we've got 30 years to play with in the middle there,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe we can put some stuff in there that'll help make that make sense. Because that's the other thing. That was one of my other issues. I'm like, this just doesn't make fucking sense the way that they did
Agreed.
it.
They,
So,
they, there were some stuff that was just like, why would you go that route?
yeah, what the
You know?
fuck?
Yeah. That was
Um,
a poor choice.
yeah, well, especially when there was so much good material out there
We've talked about
already.
this
Yeah.
to death. The fact
Yes.
that they could easily have just made the Heir to the Empire trilogy written by Timothy Zahn. That would have been a huge, huge success.
Oh my god, that would have brought in so much fucking money.
Yep.
Even if they recast all the characters, it would have brought
They
in
would have had to, and
so
I
much
think
fucking money.
that was what they were trying to avoid. I think is that
Yeah,
they didn't
they
want to
didn't want to
recast
recast.
some of the most beloved actors and characters in movie history.
Yeah,
They're recast
I
Han Solo. God damn it, enough.
I love all of those guys, all those actors as those characters.
Sure,
And would it
they were
have
great.
hurt me? Would it have hurt me a little bit in my heart to have them recast? Yes. But to get the Heir to the Empire series, I
Mhm.
would have understood it.
Yeah.
And I would have been fine with it.
I don't think it would have hurt me. I think it would have been like it would have been a similar
I,
kind of thing as like when James Bond gets recast or when
I
Superman gets
no,
recast.
I'd have had one little tear because it's a little different than to me. It's a little different
A
than
little different for you, sure.
yeah.
But for me, it would have been like, I mean, it might even have been a little bit more impactful than your average because I'm not a huge, I mean, I like James Bond, but I don't, I'm like, oh, James Bond, I gotta go see it.
When I started, they were already on the second James Bond, so to me, it was just like
Mhm.
it didn't matter.
Yeah. I think, but I think ultimately I would have been again with you in that to get those stories, I've been happy with it. I've
Yes,
been fine. You know.
and give us Mara Jade, give us Talon Card. I
Mhm.
wanted those characters.
Right. Precisely. We
So
deserved them.
we deserved them.
We
Yes,
needed them.
as fanboys, we deserved them.
Yep, absolutely.
But yeah, I just wanted to bring that up. I think that's going to be great. We'll have more info as it comes out. Stay tuned
Yes.
right here to Nerd News on
Exactly.
Oh, so I started listening to real quick before we also get out of here. I started listening to Stefan's podcast while I was driving to Grand Rapids.
Yeah, how is it?
It's not bad. His first episode wasn't bad. He goes through a lot of stuff about certain Magic cards and things like that.
How long has he been doing it?
I didn't look to see how many episodes. He's not nearly as many as ours, but
Mhm.
the second one is basically him and pretty much the Magic group sitting around playing and talking about Magic while they're playing.
Okay.
Which is a little different.
Sure.
I haven't finished that episode yet. They're only about 40 minutes long. It is called Guided Passage MTG. If anybody's interested in checking it out, I will give him some props here. So
Sure.
but yeah. Yeah, I think I'm done.
I didn't have much else. We were going to talk Stranger Things. You wanted to talk Stranger Things,
Oh,
but
sure. Well, I won't give any spoilers away. We'll just say this. We can talk more spoilers and stuff maybe next week.
yeah,
Because it
it's
hasn't
only
even been a week.
been
It
it's only
hasn't
been a
even been a
week.
week yet since it came
Yeah.
out. I know a lot of people I saw a lot of stuff online about people being disappointed with the ending and things like that. I wasn't.
Mhm.
I thought it was a decent ending for the show.
Mhm.
Was it the best? Probably not. But I thought the way they did it was really good. So it's the final episode is 2 hours long.
Right.
Which I didn't realize when I sat down to watch it. But I'm like, okay, I'm here for it.
Committed.
And you get about an hour and a half in, and then you're like, okay, it's done, right? Oh no, I've still got 36 minutes left. so they basically they wrap everything up, and then there's 30 minutes of the aftermath.
Mm-hmm.
Like it shows what everyone's doing. They go 18 months later, and
Yeah.
it's there.
Recovery.
Yeah, and so you see all the characters 18 months later, and so I thought that was pretty good, and they basically take a couple of at least a couple of minutes on every single one of the main characters. They may team a couple
It's
of them
good.
up,
I like
but
that. I like
yeah,
that I like it when they wrap things up like that. I think before I get into, I'm gonna start over and do a rewatch because it's been so long. I mean, I'd be hard pressed to tell you what happened. So
honestly, I'm thinking about watching the entire series again, just to
yeah.
just watch it all the way through.
Hmm. Hmm.
Not in one sitting, obviously,
No,
but yeah, CD or Ojipo, the whole point was to leave unanswered questions at the end, though. That was the whole point, was to leave things, just give you that little hint of doubt. I'll get more into what my thoughts are next week. We can talk about it there.
sure.
But
I'll give it a little more time.
yeah,
Let people stew about it for a little bit. I heard there were a few things that I heard about, like just a few things that are a little more ridiculous. The fact that that these kids suddenly become, commando special,
yeah,
expert gun
we talked about that last
things.
week,
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
with yeah,
But there was a couple other people I heard talk about that, and then but
particularly the one.
yeah, yeah. But there's also I heard it's great that they did this whole they kind of brought it around D&D style, like
Mhm.
it was um I liked that. I thought that was a really sweet. I think that
They
from what I've
have
heard about it,
they have
sweet
a
touch.
high level epic battle at the end
Hmm.
against a massive foe.
And the guys, the Duffer Brothers had said that Baldur's Gate 3 was a big influence and when they were writing the finale, you know, about how everybody has to come together to beat the bad guy.
Yeah.
So I was like, that's pretty cool too. So in fact, Baldur's Gate 3 boss responded to his RPG being used as inspiration for the Stranger Things season 5 finale. Um, let's see. Yeah, apparently Matt Duffer was playing BG3 at the time that he was thinking of, they were thinking about D&D when they were writing the final episode. And Sven Vinky was who was the head of Larian, was like, that's pretty cool. Yeah, it's just that was his response. So, um, no great shakes there, but that's pretty cool though. So, I'm looking forward to getting into it.
Yep.
We also have The Pit season 2
Yes.
starting on Thursday. Super
2
excited.
days.
Yeah,
I'm
super
really excited
excited.
about that.
And then also the following week, I think on the 15th or the 16th, is Star Trek Starfleet Academy.
Yeah, I actually saw an article today, and it was somebody talking about what the fuck is this shit
About
for
the
Starfleet Academy, and I guess they didn't like it. I just saw the title, and I'm like, holy shit, somebody didn't like it.
I'm seeing from what I've been reading, I'm seeing a lot of really glowing response, and the show's already been greenlit for a second season.
Yeah,
So, I mean, it hasn't even come out
which
yet. Paramount's already been like, oh yeah.
yeah, there's some concern that they don't know what's going to happen after the second season, and
Right. Well,
um,
there's basically a suspension of any further development of Star Trek properties until while Paramount is considering buying
yeah.
Netflix.
Well,
They're trying to.
there's also or Warner Brothers.
No, no.
There's also some new heads, I guess, at Paramount, and they're not sure what they want to do with Star Trek, because let's face it, Star Trek's kind of woke, and they're kind of Trump's bitches. So,
Mhm.
um, I agree, Ojipo, bring back Lower Decks. Um, I
Yep.
miss Lower Decks. It had its run, and it was fantastic. I actually I'm watching it now when I paint a lot of times. I'll be like, you know what? I just want something on in the background that I can listen to. And I'm
Yep.
like, I fucking love this show.
It's so good. You can just enjoy listening to it
Yeah.
while you're doing something, but if you watch it, you'll get all of the subtle shit too.
Yeah. And there's even
The
now I'm
shit in
like
the
watching it and I'm like,
background.
there's some stuff that I'm like, I'm catching, I'm like, I didn't see that before type of
Mhm.
thing.
Yep. A rewatch. We'll do that for you.
Yep.
So, but
Renee
yeah,
and
I
I are on
am.
our third watch of Castle right now.
Oh
We put
wow.
that on when we got nothing else going on. But all right, well, we should wrap
Yep.
things up. It's 10 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, guys, thanks for joining us tonight. As I snack on Milk Duds. No D&D game this Friday. We played last Friday, so this Friday
We'll be
we're
back
not.
the following Friday.
We'll be back the following Friday, which is the 16th, I believe. Yes, the 16th. Which will be, I think that's the premiere. I'm pretty sure it's that week at the very least of Star Trek Academy. Be sure to join us next Tuesday and every Tuesday night here at 8 o'clock. Now that we're kind of back on track, it's been great to be back. Always be sure to chime in on the Facebook page or let us know if you're a part of the Discord. Remember, if you join, if you
subscribe.
follow us on Discord, subscribe on Discord or on Twitch, you get access to our Discord channels and stuff where we are very active, and you can chat with us and talk to us and ask us questions and bullshit with us, and
Yep.
you make fun of whatever is going on in our various ridiculous lives.
We have
CD
various
is real
channels
good at
too.
that.
We got a BG3 channel. We got a Magic the Gathering channel now. We've got basically as things come out, we're gonna add more servers so we can talk. We can discuss those that,
Good night,
that want
Jibo.
to can discuss it. Night Ojipo, Night CD. But remember, you can follow us on most social medias. We are on Facebook, Nerds with Alcohol Show. We are on everywhere else, pretty much. Drinking Nerds. Search for us, and you can find us there. We also have we have a channel called Beer Me on Discord, so you can talk about whatever you're drinking. Post pictures and stuff. CD and I are the main ones in there, but yeah. So
Jibo's not a big drinker, and I'm, I don't. There's no. I mean, I'm not fancy, so
yeah, I ain't fancy.
I'm not fancy.
You know, Ojipo, I've never actually watched Vikings. It's on my list.
Yeah.
Renee said it was really good. But I haven't.
I watched the first
it.
season and always meant to go back to it because it is really quality. It is really well done.
Yeah,
So.
it's on my list. It's just one of those I got to find time for it. So I would drink hello meds tell me otherwise. Yeah, I get that. But yeah, so join us next week. We'll be here Tuesday, 8 o'clock. I'll be back from Wisconsin. Yes, CD, I will be in Wisconsin. I'll be in Milwaukee Friday or Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then coming home on Sunday. We should be getting in around dinner time on Thursday. Our first curling game is 3 o'clock on Friday this week. So, and then depending on if we win or lose, it'll be Saturday morning, either at 8:30 or 10:45, and then we'll have another game sometime in the afternoon on Saturday. And then depending on how we do, we might be playing on Sunday, we might not. But yeah. So, join the Discord, subscribe, join the Discord, and talk with us.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's going to about do it.
That should do it.
Until next time.
Slainte.
All right. Have a good week, everybody.
Good night.
Well, I'd like to tell the story of the band. La, la, la.